All right, are we live? I said, are we live? I'm supposed to come on at 8:30 and I am. And we're going to do Theology Thursday. But I typed my name in the chat and I was looking for a video. And I came across a video that somebody made on me. And we're going to deal with this in a second. Let me play a song, give everybody a chance to get in here.
Bro, Darrow, the one man show. Let me just make some folks Yo, I ain't got no baby's mama, don't want the drama, don't want to have a brat with a hood rat. I want to love a woman I could be proud of. Yo, I'm around the one, a nice lady that I crack the films that are shady, low down and clueless, ignorant, masculine, and useless. I understand the opposites attract wild, we catch the ones that are dirty, fat, and black. Head never done, filthy press on nails, dressing like a bum straight out of jail, oversized sweatshirts, tight jeans, using free slang like you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean. I've seen these phrases emphasize her point while she brags about her exploits in the joint, or the days when she used to get high, or her journals on how many guys in between her thighs, or her tattoos of her little boos or their followers who released in a decade or two. Talking about child support from these zeros. One's got life, the other's on death row. Yo, I want a woman who thinks like me, who doesn't drink like me, who has no desire to get hot. When things get rough, she will still lie with me, cry with me, and if necessary, die with me. People tell me I can let the right one will come along, but the ones that come along are always wrong. And tell me, am I finicky, too damn picky to want someone mellow like me, quiet like me, someone who will stimulate my mind, a woman who's sexy and kind, who longs for romantic strolls, no piercing in their nose, no weird hair color, who's happy to spend quality time with each other, sharing our dreams, being realistic, not letting materialistic possessions become an obsession, but realizing that life is a variable asset. Making wise decisions so that we have no regrets, openly expressing our views, no hesitation, and intensity of our love making, producing afterglow, that everyone will know the power of our union, will be blessed like Holy Communion, two bodies coming together, not carrying the world in, suspended by the act of sharing mutual orgasms, no need to fake, no need to take five, passion is a potion for our locomotion, the fuel of our monogamy, erasing the monotony of living in this mixed up world. Where are you? I'm waiting for you, girl. I want a woman who thinks like me, who doesn't drink like me, who has no desire to get high. When things get rough, she will still lie with me, cry with me, and if necessary, die with me. Yeah. Someone said that they need one mic. Well, I need one night with the right female. Someone who makes all pale in comparison, not looks, but the way they carry themselves, confident, but not stuck up like a Southern belle, or ignorant like a ghetto chick. They don't attract me at all, not even a little bit. The way you get sleazy is dressed, the way you get cheesy is jeans. The girl in my jeans will be sexy or classy. Have a lead like demeanor, not crass and nasty. I know y'all in the backseat are laughing at me, but you feel what I'm saying. You get tired of laying up with anything along with breathing, especially when you reach your goals. People around gets old. It's gonna happen when that child support starts sapping your pay. Or another man is tapping your baby booty, telling them what to do. This may sound aloof, but I'm bringing the truth. I want to marry the woman of my child, be there in my home while they're growing up, looking out for them when they're growing up. You boys might think I'm dreaming, but I keep searching, scheming for a woman who won't desert me, hurt me when things go wrong. A woman that's spiritually strong. Yo, I want a woman who thinks like me, who doesn't drink like me, has no desire to get high. When things get rough, she will still lie with me, cry with me, and if necessary, die with me. Yo, I'm searching for a woman who thinks like me, who doesn't drink like me, has no desire to get high. When things get rough, she will still lie with me, cry with me, and if necessary, die with me. This is Bro Darrow, the one-man show. Once again, coming at you with something that I hope you can use in your life when you're making that right choice. Don't just go for looks. Don't just go for money. Think with somebody that you can honestly spend the rest of your life with, or you can see how in the future with. Because that's how you be happy. I'm out. you're dead wrong.
All righty. All righty. Let's get to this because I got another show to do. I got a real show to do. But like I said, I fell asleep. I was supposed to done a show yesterday. I fell asleep watching somebody who was so boring, they put me to sleep. You ain't got nobody on your panel. You boring as I don't know what. The people carry you. They literally carry you. You sat there and put me to sleep. And I got people that I was talking to on the back end, and they'll tell you that I said, I'm getting drowsy watching this. And the only reason I kept watching was you kept saying you was not going to use my name, but you did. I just wanted to see if you was going to keep your word. Remember, I went at the True Freeman because he wouldn't say my name. So I fell asleep watching you. You're very boring. Can I tell you that? You proved what I said. Without another name in the sector, to have people come in there and talk about them, you're boring. You really are. You're boring. You didn't say not one thing in that video that disputed what I said. But I guess you didn't get it. Maybe I'll give you another example. I remember somebody sent me a link to True Freeman. And from that link, I was able to determine that he was being streamed by Victor Moon and Sungrown. True Freeman had 80-something people in his chat. Victor Moon had 40-something people in his chat while he was streaming True Freeman. Sungrown also was streaming True Freeman. He had 140 people in the chat. Well, Brother Derek, how is that possible? But this is how I'm going to tie you in, RE. Why does Sungrown have 140 people in his chat? Yet Victor Moon only had 40-something, and True Freeman only had 80-something. Why did Trichognome have he had more than both of them together? How is that possible? Because the trolls couldn't go in True Freeman chat and say what they wanted to say without fear of getting blocked. They could go in Victor Moon chat, but they had to deal with Erica and Anita and them. They could get blocked. They can't say what they want. But on Sungrown chat, he don't care what you say. He's just glad you're there. He'll let you say anything and won't address it. That's what you do. Do you want to say that again? That is what you do. With the women sitting on guard in Victor Moon chat, you can't go in there and say what you want to say. They'll jump on you. You can't go on True Freeman chat and say whatever you want to say. You'll get blocked. But they could go in Sungrown chat the same way. They can go in RE chat. She'll let you say whatever you want to say. She'll even let you come up there on the panel and say whatever you want to say. She'll mute herself and let you talk. If you're a troll, that's a win-win situation. But that don't mean you better than anybody else. Because you let people do what they want to do, that doesn't make you better. That doesn't make you more popular. So we've addressed that again, because you didn't get it. Maybe you got it that time. I think that was a good example. Now, you want to talk about views. I've gotten views. That ain't the problem. My problem is I talk about stuff you people are afraid to. I talk about racism. I talk about politics. We do religion. I make people feel guilty about themselves. I challenge people to get off their butt and make the situation better. That's not fun. People today are comfortable. They got the little car. They got the little job. You see them flashing their money in the screen. They don't care about police brutality unless they're the ones getting pulled over. If you don't know nobody that got pulled over, you don't care about police brutality. As long as you're getting your little checky check, you don't care what Congress is doing. So why would you watch my video? You go outside and almost break your neck on the daggone cracked sidewalks. You got your little checky check. You got your little shoes on, you got your little chain on, you got your weave done. No matter you almost broke your neck on the crack of the sidewalk, you won't do anything about it. You'll just remember to jump over it the next time you have to walk that way. You drive your car and the potholes is tearing your axle up, busting your tires. Instead of saying anything, you just go get it fixed. That's where people are right now. They comfortable. They satisfied. They don't care. People getting robbed on that block. They don't care. They ain't robbing me. People's daughters getting raped. They don't care. Parents spend all that money to get their kids the clothes and shoes they want. They get to school, somebody beat them up and take it from them. You just buy another pair. Don't nobody care. But when people do get tired, like the people that's rioting, when they get tired and they really want to come together and do something, I'm right here to lead the way. I'm the messenger in the dark. I'm the man with the answers. But you don't want to do anything. You're satisfied to fight with each other over the little crumbs that you give them rather than going out there and getting your own. You said yourself, you respect the man that go out there and sell drugs. That tells me you ain't worth 2 pieces of dookie. You don't care about your fellow man. That's the second commandment from Jesus himself. You must care about your fellow man. But as long as that man can go out there and sell that poison and hurt and kill your fellow man to bring you a couple dollars, you happy. That's not what you were meant to do. I make the videos to tell the truth. You got women out here trying to be men. They weren't designed for that. They're not built for it. But your desire to prove that you can do what a man can do has disrupted the family, has made you practically unmarriageable. You got a better chance of being president than getting married. But you trade that. You trade the future of your children so you can go make a couple dollars and say, hey, I'm better than any man. You were made to assist a man. You were not made to put the man down. But that's what you're doing right now. No woman supposed to be working. They supposed to have a husband that go out there and work, and they supposed to be home with the children, teaching them. Instead, they ain't got no man, and their children are in daycare with people who don't give a damn about them, and they teaching them nothing. But you want a pat on the back. You sat there and admitted. And I don't mean no harm, but if I was Miss Joy, I would be alarmed because you seem like you in love with Victor Moon. So Miss Joy, you need to watch R.E. But you sat there and said you had a man that looked like Victor Moon and you just loved him and everything, and you knew he had other women and he had a wife, And yet you still sat there and stayed with him. You said you got mad because the wife was asking them about the potatoes he liked, and you make him them potatoes too, and you tore the whole house up, and you lost the man because of it. And then you sitting there feeling sad. That wasn't your man. That was somebody, that was 4 or 5 other men, probably. 4 or 5 other women whose man that was. But you were satisfied to be number 4 or 5. Just like people satisfied to be at the bottom. You're satisfied. Because you got a little something. You're satisfied. You don't have the desire to do better. You don't have the desire. If I can get people to get off their butt and stop being satisfied, we can get stuff done right now. But you don't want to do anything because you're satisfied. You're just satisfied. See, I ain't got to play no videos. I ain't got to play no music. I'm just going to sit here and tell the truth. You say you want to be left alone, but you keep making videos. You say you want to be left alone. Well, you had no reason to come in. Triple darkness brought you into it. He brought you into it. You didn't have to answer. But why did you have to answer? Even when you came in my chat, I said it don't have anything to do with you. You just a pawn. Triple brought you into it, go see Triple. But you won't do that. You want to come see me. I was the victim, you was a victim. But instead of going after the criminal, you wanted to come after me. You're co-victim. That's what you wanted to do. People telling me RE had nothing to do with it. And I'm saying yes. But why is she still making videos? She should be going at Triple. I made a video and I showed the hangouts. Triple and telling me to go after Lady Lie. He was talking about Candy. Talking about Jack. You don't see that he goes and talks to people behind the scene and gives them links and tell them, you gotta go after that person. You gotta go after that person. I wised up to it. I said, wait a minute. When I'm talking about positive stuff, he ain't got no comment. He only want to talk about being negative. Do I want that association with me? No, I don't. But you happy to be associated. You even said you admire drug dealers that instead of going out there and getting money the right way, they go out there and make the money off killing their own people. That's fine to you. That means you don't care about your fellow man. So why do you think you're going to get any blessings? Your blessings that you have, they come from the devil. For you to sit there and say, you put people on the panel and you mute yourself, it's your show. The people supposed to come see you, not come see other people talking on your panel. They supposed to come see you. But if you got people that's coming from somebody else's chat to come in your chat because they can say and do whatever they want to say, you don't even have to be there. You can start the live, put 4 people on the panel, and you can go do something else. Go to the store or something. What are you there for? You're a moderator? Thought we had moderators in the chat. When did the host be a moderator? I'm just asking. I asked the question. Now, why you didn't show the whole page? Why you only showed little bits and pieces on the DU recorder? When I pulled your page up, I showed the whole page. And if it was something good there, I acknowledged it. Because see, you used me to get where you are. And I'm proud of you. You didn't use me. You sat in Victor Moan chat and all that time. You sat in other people chats harder. You used a whole bunch of people to get where you was. You a user. But the fact of the matter is, I could give you the same challenge that I gave Triple. Put your face on the screen. Put your face on the screen and do a show on something positive. See how many people come. Put your face on the screen. Do a show on something positive. See how many people come in your chat and say, how come you're not talking about Chucky today? How come you're not talking about a Jokey today? Victor Moan on, why you not talking about what you talking about? AC Dehiny on, why you not talking about that? Homie talking about black women in the freezer. Why you not talking about that? That's what's going to happen. How do I know that? Because when I stopped, that's what happened to me. We want to hear you roast somebody. I don't want to hear about this stuff, man. I'll donate to you if you talk about Tommy Sotomayor. Come on, roast them again. I had somebody come in and say they give me $500 to roast True Freeman. I left that alone. When you don't get to the point where you can leave it alone. You don't see me sitting in there by chat, advertising myself. I know the people that's in them chats is not going to be receptive to the topics that we do. So why am I going to chase them? Nobody expects me to be on at 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't expect nobody to be here. And don't care. Because see, my video is not to them. But my video is to you, R.E. Because see, I don't care what other people think. You do. Oh, somebody make a video of me. Somebody say something about me. I got to respond. Because if I don't respond, they think I'm weak. Fact of the matter is, how did this start again? Somebody made 2 clone channels of me. And the videos that they were making were also on Triple Darkness page. Because see, the same way that you type my name in, he types my name in, and he found this other person that made the clone channels. Now, first I thought it was Triple because the same videos were on his page. So he actually was copying, well, that's what he does. He copies somebody else and plays them and puts them on his page. But then when I started seeing what the guy was talking about, like, Triple don't have a car, why would he make fun of me having a bike and mobility scooter? I got transportation. I ain't got to walk nowhere. He got to go get on the subway. Why would he make a video? That would be stupid. Why would he care about me running into a door at the pharmacy? The door got stuck. Why would he why would he care about that? Why would he care about whether or not I'm streaming in 2K? We're streaming in 720 right now. I didn't put the settings back up because we're going to be going on StreamYard in an hour and 15 minutes, and you're going to do 480 or 720, so I ain't even worried about this video. But that's not what Triple would focus on. And then I realized that it was him. And ever since I caught him, he ain't made no more videos. And I apologized to Triple. But see, when you apologize in this sector, that's a sign of weakness. And so he decided to make the video. Because I apologized to him. That showed a sign of weakness. So you can't admit you're wrong. That's considered a sign of weakness. No, that's considered a sign of retardism. Somebody that apologized to you can still punch you in your mouth. How is that a sign of weakness? Somebody that apologized to you can still shoot you. How is that a sign of weakness? But that's what you take. I don't know who made up these rules for the street, but they stupid. And that's why I've survived my 50 years, because I don't fall into the stupidity. For you to sit there and say, well, I would sell my own grandmother drugs. Because if I don't do it, somebody else would. You should be trying to kill somebody that's selling your grandmother drugs. Not trying to beat them to it. You know how dumb that sounds? Just as dumb as you sitting there trying to brag about being with a man that you can't keep. A man that you gotta share with a bunch of other women because you ain't woman enough to keep a man. I asked you on Zoom show, one thing you can't do is get married. Are you married yet? Are you married yet? I'm listening. You sitting there dreaming about a man that didn't give two damns about you. I know you ain't nowhere near getting married. So you ain't answered that channel. Only way you can get married is to marry some half-deed. I said it and I say it again. Your chat is like a babysitting center. The people that can't say what they want to say in somebody else's chat, they come to you. They don't come to my chat. You know why? Because when they come and say something retarded, I call it out. And I give them a chance to explain themselves, and they can't, because they don't have a point. And I don't block them until they resort to the name calling. When they do that, they've admitted that they've lost. I don't know how long I've been on, but I haven't been on here just calling you names. I can come state my case. But try that with the trolls in your chat. When somebody come in there and say something foul, call them out on it. And find out how they really ain't got nothing to say. They just want attention. When they come in there and say something foul, challenge them. When you start doing that, guess what? They won't come around no more. So because you got a chat full of trolls, that doesn't mean you're a better YouTuber. It just means you got no standards. Can we agree on that? You got no standards. The fact that you still trying to deal with triple darkness. Before I made that video, I let Lady La know and I let Candy know that they were going to be mentioned in the video. Because even though I was talking to him on Hangouts while I was live, you might have to match the video up. But what he was saying in the chat, you might have to match it up with the dates. The dates are there. Match the video up with the dates. And see what he really saying in the chat. And you'll know. That man is just playing everybody. And I showed it. And the fact that you still want to talk to that man. The same way you still want that man that you admit had 4 or 5 other women and a wife. That shows me you need professional help. Why do you think I want to come follow you around? I'm trying to teach people Jesus and God first. Look out for your fellow man second, and that's man or woman, mankind. But you openly admit you don't give a darn. You said, I respect a man that can go out there and hustle and come bring me that money. What if he's selling the drugs to your kids? Do you care? What if he's selling the drugs to your aunt? Do you care? What if he was selling the drugs to your grandma? Do you care? As long as he bring you money, that's what you said, you don't care. That's what you said. That tells me that your values are down at the bottom. Why would I want to be like you? I played that song in the beginning. I told you what kind of woman I'm looking for. Some would say my standards are too high. No, they ain't. Because I'm going to die trying to find her. But I ain't going to settle. I'm not going to be number 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to be sitting around waiting for her to have time for me. I'm not worried about bringing children in this mixed up world. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to protect them. What's going to happen when I don't want my little girl to have weave in her hair? What's going to happen when I don't want my little girl showing her legs and showing her cleavage? Everything right now is in the women's favor. If she goes out and get pregnant, how am I going to stop her from getting an abortion? See, I ask the questions. That's what makes me good. I ask the question that nobody else got the balls to ask. And I don't let you distract me. I don't let you deflect me. I don't let you get away with anything. Why would I be popular? In the age where everything goes, how would I be popular? But when the people get tired, because you see what's going on with the riots, when people get tired, that's when they're going to say, who has a plan? I'll be right here waiting. And if I die, I got videos up that they can start. But as long as everybody's satisfied, but let's keep it real. Why is it that you can get riled up when a cop killed one of us? We get riled up. That damn white cop shot us. But why is it that when somebody gets shot and we know who did it, we don't say nothing? So how can you point a finger at the cop who don't know you versus somebody who you grew up with killing you? How do you make a difference? How do you literally say that there's a difference? Nobody should be killed. There should be a riot every time somebody dies. Anytime somebody gets shot, everybody should come out. You don't need to call the police. Everybody should come out and beat the crap out that person and hope it's enough left when the police get there. That's what ought to be done. Snitches should get riches. They shouldn't get stitches. If you know somebody doing wrong and you don't say nothing, you condone it and you bless it. That's a fact. Because yes, you are your brother's keeper. And the man down here don't make you responsible. But there's another man you got to see. On Judgment Day, he's going to hold you responsible. The men down here ain't doing it. But trust me, he will. For all of y'all that's doing shady stuff, scamming people, robbing them, you're going to have to answer. You think because nothing happening to you now. Woo, I can't wait for Judgment Day. I hope I'm allowed to throw some of y'all in that furnace. I know a couple people I would love to flip in that. But we'll see. But there's one thing I noticed. Most people care about themselves getting to paradise. Most people don't think about their loved ones. I scoured with the internet. I could only find one subject. Because I remember when a family member asked me for some more links. I couldn't find none. I only found one, the World Wide Web. There was only one person that actually asked the question, will my relatives get in? Will my church? They worry about themselves getting in. And as long as we only worry about ourselves, we're not going to get nowhere. So you keep making your little videos. And don't mention me, and I won't mention you. You keep saying that, but you can't stop making the videos. So the title of your last video was Leave You Alone. So this should be the end of it. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Neither of us should come between. I don't hang in your circles. I'm not over there with Chucky and them. I'm not over there with Vic and them. You say you still a fan of Tommy Sotomayor. I don't watch Tommy. I don't go over there. I don't know who, and I found out who a jokey was. I watched Candy's last video and found out what a jokey was. I thought it was a man. It's a woman. I'm doing my own thing. I don't need them. You do. I'm doing my own thing. I don't need them for content. You do. For the third time, I'm doing my own thing. I am the hybrid, the most versatile YouTuber that we have. There is no topic that we can't cover and won't cover. Anything you think of, we got a video for it. That makes me a resource. All that cussing and fussing and all that fake beefing y'all doing, that's not a resource. That's an embarrassment. Now that I address that, I shouldn't hear anything from you, and I won't mention you on my side either. Can you do it? Can you do it? Because see, this video was about you, giving you your answer. You said leave you alone. Not only am I going to leave you alone, I told you how it started. Now I'm telling you how it should end. Don't talk about me. I won't talk about you. But if you do talk about me, make sure nobody don't send me no links. Make sure you don't put my name in the title so it don't pop up when I type my name in the chat. It's amazing how there's so many people that make videos on me, but you say nobody don't watch me. It's amazing how many people have videos. And I just love how you and Triple say, I shut this person down. I got on this person. You ain't done nothing. I can do 3 sentences and kill anything you say. You can do a whole video. I can say 3 words and shut down anything you say. How you figure you shut somebody down? I don't understand it. But that's what y'all do. Then do it. But stop trying to drag me down. We got other things to talk about. I don't care what Chucky doing. I don't care what Tommy doing. I don't care what nobody. I care about what I'm doing. I'm trying to do what the Spirit tell me to do. Now, you see everybody and left me alone. Why won't y'all to? Everybody else left me alone. They let me do my shows and don't bother me. Everybody else, they leave me alone. But now y'all two keep making videos. Why? Just ask the question why. If I'm nobody, don't nobody watch me. But I give you the same challenge that I gave Triple. Put your face on the screen. Do a video on something regular. Go 10 hours. I challenge you. See how many people still watching you. I challenge you. Yeah, he be on 20 hours and he got 4 or 5 people watching. But they watch. You sit there and do 10 hours. You ain't got enough content to do 10 hours. I'll make you the challenge. I will make you the challenge. Show your face for a whole week. Do 7 videos for a whole week. Come on every day and stream for 10 hours. And you can't just play no music. Stream for 10 hours. Don't talk about no shucky ducky. Don't talk about Tammy. Don't talk about nobody in the sector. Come do something positive. Come do something on Black Unity. Come do something on us putting our money together and getting our own businesses. Do something about how we can fix our schools. Do something as simple as how we can fix the sidewalks and the potholes on our streets. Talk about that. I even give you an easy topic. Talk about how the Black woman sold the Black man out to get the check in the project house. There's a topic for you, because I'm sure you experienced it. Talk about that. See if you can get people to watch you for 10 hours while you talk about that. I challenge you. I challenge you. And don't play no videos. And don't play no music. Just you talking to the people. Can you do it? Are you interesting enough to carry a topic for 10 hours? Can you do it? If you can't do it, you're not on my level. Because I can do it. And I can do it easily. I can sit outside and get people to watch me for hours. They could just sit on the step or sit in the chair. And we ain't got to talk about what somebody else did in the sector. We ain't got to talk about Tech 69 snitching. We ain't got to talk about R. Kelly. We ain't got to talk about who Poppy threatening to beat up today. We ain't got to talk about what Sanetta lying about. We ain't got to talk about none of that stuff. I can just talk to the people. I've been talking for 47 minutes now. We ain't played no video. I can do it. Can you? No. Because when you tried to talk yesterday, God darn, you born as out. Man, you had me, you put me to sleep. I didn't get halfway through your video. I fell asleep. You made me miss my daggone Wednesday Bible study sermon. I'm getting ready to do it at 8:30. We gonna try the StreamYards again. So if anybody want to call in, we're gonna be on the StreamYards. Just ask me to put the link in the chat. But most people don't want to debate me, so I know nobody gonna ask. But we're gonna try something different. We're gonna do the StreamYards, and we'll see what happens. But even though I'm using the StreamYards, I can still use the OBS. See, we technical. I'm trying to figure out how to bring the StreamYard into the OBS. When I figure it out, I'm going to be able to be on the Rev channel and the Minister channel at the same time. I just got to figure out how to integrate the have the OBS running one channel, have StreamYards running the other channel. Can the phone handle running both of them? That's what we got to find out. See, I'm always trying to do something. I ain't just depending on other people to carry my show. But see, you got to have technology and content. And I can't have my content depend on other people. Because right now, ain't nobody worried about Ahmaud Arbery. Right now, ain't nobody talking about Rayshard Brooks. Right now, ain't nobody talking about George Floyd. Those are great topics. But you can't depend on other people because they get old. Now, when we can get this CV under control and those trials start up, and we go to cover those things, our numbers will go back up. When we covered the Minnesota riots, we got 1,000, 1.4 thousand, and 1.8 thousand. And then after the funeral, we dropped back down. So we waiting on the next one. And the numbers will go back up. But there's still plenty to talk about. Still plenty to talk about. Matter of fact, let's get off of this woman and let's get to, woo, that's something ugly right there. Darn. Uh-oh. Man. Oops. There you go. All right, y'all. I ain't gonna bother checking the chat. I know nobody ain't gonna say nothing because everybody's scared. Because you say something, she gonna make a video about you. So I know. But let's move on. So those of y'all that actually follow me, you know that I was talking about this. You know. Let me pause that. Do we got a commercial? Yes, we do. Y'all know, those of y'all that follow me, that I played a video where Donald Trump was talking about how the governors in the North were bumbling idiots, how they were mishandling the coronavirus. He was talking about Governor Cuomo out of New York. He was talking about New Jersey. He was talking about Connecticut. He said, why can't y'all be like Florida? Why you can't be like Texas? Even California has curbed their coronavirus stats. What's wrong with these Democrats in the North, these bumbling governors? Well, right now, when he said that, back in April, it was New York and New Jersey, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 is now California, Florida, and Texas. Georgia, we played the video back in April when Georgia said they was going to reopen. And I told y'all that was a bad idea. Well, guess what? Georgia is challenging New York for the number 4 spot. But now, to make it even worse, y'all know that Donald Trump signed those 4 executive orders. And he said it'll be $400 unemployment and that the states will have to pay the last 100. So the government is going to pay the 300 and the state going to have to pay the last 100 to make it 400. Well, once again, why can't these bumbling governors be like Florida? Why they can't be like Texas? Why they can't be like California? Well, check it out. Oops.
How will they get the federal?
Run it back.
Many people have been waiting for anything from the governor on this. How will they get the federal unemployment benefits? Today, the governor said paying for it with state or CARES Act money is not an option. They'll have to borrow the money.
At a news conference to talk about college sports, Governor Ron DeSantis finally laid out his thinking on President Trump's order for extended federal unemployment benefits, saying Florida can't afford it without help.
If I'm having to potentially have general revenue obligated for this, then that is something that would be very problematic given our circumstances.
The president's plan says it would provide $400 a week in jobless benefits, replacing the $600 weekly payments that hundreds of thousands of Floridians who are out of work have depended on for months and expired at the end of July.
So let's pause right here. Let me show you how Donald Trump is a pure idiot, and you can say what you want to say. Y'all welcome to come chat. Good morning, the driver. Oh, we just lost 2 people. See, we talking about something that might affect you, and we just lost 2 people. You just making my point. When we were talking about RE, we had 11 in here. We stopped talking about somebody. We just dropped two people. But I want y'all to check this out. For those of y'all who don't pay attention, because all you care about is what Tommy doing or what Vic or somebody doing. I want you to watch these bumbling idiots that's running the country. They got your tax money and don't know what to do with it. Now, Donald Trump said that Cuomo and the governor of New Jersey and Connecticut was mismanaging their money. Why can't they be like Florida, Texas, and California? Well, guess what? California is going to have to come up with $54 million to cover that $100 that he's talking about. Florida is going to have to borrow money. But he said that these 3 states were doing well, unlike those bumbling people in the north. I ain't heard Connecticut say they ain't got the money to pay that 100. I ain't heard Cuomo say he ain't got the money to pay that 100. I ain't heard the governor of New Jersey say they ain't got the money to cover that. Trump said that the states have money left over from the first stimulus package that was given to them by the government, and they are to use it. And if they mismanaged it, it's too bad. Well, let's listen.
The catch is, in this new program, states would have to put up $100 worth of it. Today, DeSantis said one option they're told they can use to pay for it is with money from the CARES Act.
That's not an option for us in Florida because those CARES Act dollars are obligated already.
He says,
oh, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The money gone? I thought you managed the money well. Trump said that you, Texas and California, y'all is handling y'all business. So you spent the money up. You wasn't supposed to. Huh? Republican governor of Florida? The man who said you ain't got to wear no mask? The man that kept talking about reopening is now number 2 in the country? Huh?
$4 billion from the CARES Act is accounted for, though not all of it's spent yet. Instead, the governor says he'd favor borrowing the state's share from the feds.
The other option is, and we're investigating it and would do it if we can, is to potentially take a loan from the Department of Labor to our unemployment system and then pay out additional benefits as a result of that.
The governor
Oh, so you supposed to be managing your money so well, according to Trump. They gave you all them billions of dollars and you done wasted it already. But Trump will sit there and talk about how New York wastes their money. Talk about how everybody else wastes their money. Some mayor in Chicago wasted the money. Everybody, but they not crying for no help. But the state that you said was doing the best, they the ones that ain't got no money. They the ones that's begging for help. You know how dumb that makes the president look? You know how dumb that makes President Trump look? I'm asking you. Do you know how dumb it makes the president look? He's bragging about how they handling their business. And yet they squandered them billions of dollars. And they begging for help. And see, they're going to have to borrow from one fund to give to another fund. So that's going to mean some programs are going to have to get cut. Some senior programs, programs for the kids, schools going to have to get cut to pay this unemployment. This is why I keep saying you got to follow the money. What did they do with them billions and billions of dollars? How come Florida crying? Why nobody else ain't crying? But I guarantee you, if they get a bailout, everybody else gonna want one too. If they bail out Florida, everybody else is gonna ask for a handout too. Watch. And there ain't gonna be no stimulus because we ain't gonna have no money. We're gonna have to bail out these daggone states. But let's keep going.
Also saying he has legal concerns with the order and challenges to it. So for now, still no answer on how or when Floridians could get the money while unable to work. In Orange County, Bob Hazen, WESH 2 News.
So now he's talking about challenging Trump. The man who Trump said was doing a great job. And then a Democrat that's threatening to challenge Trump orders is his own Republican governor. And y'all know that Florida, y'all remember the Chads with Jeb Bush. Y'all remember Florida is a Republican stronghold. But it's going to be Florida that's going to come at the Trump and challenge him. Woo! Somebody explain this.
Don't let a worn down scooter.
Lord. Somebody explain.
The governor of Florida has been a complete disaster when it comes to responding to coronavirus. As we know, the state of Florida is really struggling with a surge of coronavirus cases. That's been the case for a while now. And there are more and more people dying as a result of the rapid spread of this virus. This was something that Ron DeSantis refused to take seriously from the get-go. And so now, all of a sudden, we're hearing that Ron DeSantis would like some help from the federal government in coping with coronavirus. Now, let me be clear about something. I care about people's lives. And so for me, this is not a red state, blue state issue. I wish that the state of Florida actually had competent leadership. And I wish that this country had competent leadership. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But if there's anything that can be done on a federal level to save more people's lives, we absolutely should do it. So I am not against the state of Florida getting any type of funding it needs to keep people healthy, safe, and alive. But what I do find absolutely disgusting is how Ron DeSantis is one of these right-wing politicians who has allowed for all of these people to get sick needlessly. And now he's turning around and demanding help. So, according to Politico, DeSantis said the state will need help covering costs associated with the coronavirus outbreak, expressing confidence that the federal government will help pick up the tab for increased Medicaid outlays. The coronavirus outbreak and the ensuing job losses are expected to boost Florida's Medicaid enrollment by 570,000 people, more than the state legislators had estimated, increasing the program's cost by $1.6 billion this fiscal year. The federal stimulus package that covers the increased enrollment expires in December, after which the state will be left to pick up the cost. So again, I'm not surprised that he's now asking for help, but let's just remember what we heard from Republican lawmakers when it came to providing economic relief to various states. There was this argument that No, the states don't need help. They're only asking for help because they're mismanaged. Now, of course, they're talking about blue states like California, right? Because these are states that typically have better, social safety net programs than red states do. But now I'm very curious to see how they handle the mismanagement of Ron DeSantis. Real quick, here's a refresher of what Republican candidates had previously said.
And we got a commercial coming up. Hold on. Hit that mute button. Well, if we get the stimulus, we might get that.
The Democrats amazingly don't want to do it. We offered them short-term deals, and we offered them lots of alternatives, but so far, the only thing they really want to do is bail out states that have been poorly managed by Democrats.
The Democrats, they're just trying to just ram through fake, phony, harmful legislation like the Green New Deal. They want bailouts for their friends and poorly managed states that are just wasting these resources and the American tax dollars.
The president's very clear. We're looking to help states, but we're not bailing out states' finances.
We are bailing out liberal politicians who cannot live within their means, and now we are asking Floridians to pay for the incompetency of governors like Andrew Cuomo. We can't give hard-earned taxpayer money to poorly managed states. They're going to turn around and spend it on their liberal priorities and to backfill their budget shortfalls and solve their long-standing fiscal problems.
So who you just heard from was Rick Scott, who's the former governor of Florida and now is a senator from the state of Florida. And, he had a lot of strong thoughts about the mismanagement of various states. So I'm curious to hear what he thinks about Ron DeSantis, the current governor of Florida, asking for help from the federal government because of his own mismanagement.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you pointed out that it was basically all the Republicans were making that point.
Okay.
Because
initially hit hold on. Sam said that they were communists. Whether they communists or not, the first video I played showed the governor himself saying it. Trump said that they gave them enough money, all the states, in the first stimulus to cover that $100. But the Republican state, after the Republicans were talking about how them Democrats in the North, they mismanaging the money, don't you find it strange that the Republican governor of Florida is the one with his hands stuck out? He's the one that's begging. It don't matter who talking about it. Do you see how karma is a bee? We play videos with this governor talking about we ain't got to wear no mask and I don't understand what's going on up north, but we ain't gonna have these problems. They got the same thing, worse. Don't try to defend them. Let's go look at the stats right now. Go look at the stats right now and pull them up. We got 5,360,488 total cases in the country. We got 169,135 deaths. We can hit 170 today. People that have recovered, 2,813,125. So out of the 2,982,260 that got a result that we know of, 94% survived, 6% are dead. Okay? Now look at the numbers. We have to go back to yesterday. The 3 states that Donald Trump mentioned, California, Florida, and Texas. Look at them. California, 9,090 new cases yesterday. 160 people died. Florida, the state we talking about, 8,109 new cases. Look at the total deaths. 212 people died in Florida yesterday. Texas, 6,305 new cases. 225 Americans in Texas lost their life messing around with Donald Trump. But look at the old number one. The old number one. They only picked up 773 cases, and they lost 17. They didn't lose 160. They didn't lose 212. They didn't lose 225. These three states had New York as a guide. We don't want to be like that. Not only have they be like that, they have surpassed them by 100,000 each. You sat there and watched the people in Italy, and we played the videos, don't be like us. Now everybody was like, don't be like New York. But the three countries that Donald Trump took pride in, they are 1, 2, and 3. Somebody talk to me. Make some sense out of this. Check out Georgia. Georgia, sweet Georgia. Georgia is going to take New York out. 773 versus 3565. How long is it going to take for Georgia to take out New York? You give it a month? Month and a half? Look at this. 3,565 cases. I remember when Georgia would have 40 cases. They had 105 deaths today. 105. Running behind Donald Trump. Illinois, with all the riots and all that stuff, they still doing better than Georgia. They had 1,645 new cases and 15 people died. But all the riots out there, Georgia's still picking up more cases than Illinois is. Somebody talk to me. New Jersey, they were talking about them. 372 new cases today. They lost 2 people. But Arizona is coming from behind. They had a good day. They only picked up 706. But they lost 148 people in Arizona. Arizona is coming for New Jersey. They had a good day today. But they coming for them. 191 to 189. Not even 2,000 count difference. North Carolina, 249 cases, no deaths yesterday. Louisiana, 1,179. They lost 48 people today. Tennessee, 1,478. They lost 18. Pennsylvania picked up 902 and lost 43. Massachusetts picked up 293, they lost 18. Alabama picked up 935 and they lost 35. But they still held off Ohio. Ohio picked up 1,419 and lost 28. South Carolina picked up 844 and lost 46 people today. Virginia picked up 776 and lost 8. Michigan, what up there? They picked up 476 and lost 6. Maryland, my little state of Maryland. We picked up 541 cases and we lost 8. Indiana, we in a house, 660 cases. And they lost 17 people today. Ooh-wee. M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I. They picked up 1,081. They lost 45 people in Mississippi today. Washington State picked up 557. They lost 5. Missouri, they picked up 1,472 and they lost 13. Minnesota, they picked up 464 and lost 17. Wisconsin picked up 478 and lost 5. Nevada picked up 528, lost 15. Colorado picked up 315, no deaths. Arkansas picked up 703, 7 deaths. Connecticut picked up 22, 6 deaths. Iowa picked up 477, 13 deaths. Oklahoma picked up 670, 9 deaths. Utah picked up 338, 2 deaths. You can't go nowhere. Who the heck is in Arkansas? Who the heck is in Iowa with the cornfields? You can't go nowhere. But we all right. Look at all these yellows. Kentucky, 1,152. They lost 7. Kansas, 792. They lost 4. Nebraska, 200. Nebraska, the Cornhuskers, they picked up 214 and lost 5. Idaho, they're up there freaking with the potatoes. They picked up 538 cases today. No losses. New Mexico, 173, 2 losses. Oregon, 248, 7 losses. Rhode Island, 76, 2 losses. Delaware, 66, 1 loss. District of Columbia, 63, no losses. South Dakota, 102, 1 loss. West Virginia, 133, 6 people died. North Dakota, 85, 2 people died. New Hampshire, 26, 1 person died. Montana, 164, 3 people died. Maine, 20, no deaths. Hawaii, 202, 4 deaths. Alaska picked up 60, 1 death. Wyoming picked up 13. Wyoming? Out there on the prairie? They picked up 13, no deaths. You can't go nowhere. Vermont, up there in the cold. Everybody got on the ski goggles and the mask and the helmets. They still passing it to each other. They picked up 6 cases. Man, up there in the snow. This disease is all weather. Guam picked up 15 cases, no deaths. No stats for the Maria Islands, the Mariana Islands, Marinia, however they pronounce it. Puerto Rico picked up 671 new cases. They lost 8. Virgin Islands picked up 63, no losses. U.S. military picked up 1,017, no deaths. Veteran Affairs picked up 953, 36 deaths. If you don't believe the old versus the young active military only got 73 deaths. The veterans from the military, the ones that are retired, is old, they got 2,373. 36 of our veterans died today. Federal prisons picked up 71, no deaths. No stats from the Navajo. So you got 5,360,302 cases in the United States as of yesterday. We ain't done the day stats, ain't in yet. It's only 8 in the morning. 54,345 new cases around the country. We got 169,131 deaths. We're gonna hit 170 today. When I come back later on, you know, not in a little bit, but later on, look at this. 1,386 deaths yesterday in the United States. We had 1,386 Americans die. But they won't shut the country down. don't want to give us no stimulus. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to keep letting you die. They don't care about you. Hey, Liz. Sam says those places have a large number of obese people. Those deaths have more to do with people being obese, unhealthy than the virus itself. Then, why not close the country down? So you saying that people that are obese, F them. That what you saying, Sam? They don't matter? I'm obese. You're saying F me, screw me. Oh, you shouldn't be obese. You wasn't obese, you wouldn't die. We not gonna shut down the country. I got to go to the club and get my freak on. I'm not wearing no mask. I got to go to the beach. I got to see the females. I got to see their hips. I got to see their butt cheeks hanging out the bikini. I don't care if I die. I got to see it. I'm not gonna not see it. It's gonna kill me. Not to see the men with the washboard abs. My husband's stomach hang down past his knees, God done it. I want to see something young and tight. I'm going to the beach. And I'm going to feel those muscles, yeah. I got to go. God done it. I ain't staying in the house. I'm going to go out there. I done sat there and been in the gym all winter. I got my abs on. I got my butt looking right. I got the right bikini. I got to go out there and have the men drool over me. That's what I live for. I take my chances with the CV. I got my makeup and lipstick. I got my fake eyelashes. I got my fake weave on looking good. I'm supposed to stay in the house. Oh no, I got to go out there and show it off. I got to go to the club and shake it. Shake what your mama gave ya. I got to go. People don't have a sense. So the government need to make everybody stay in the house. Give them some money. They can buy some entertainment and make them stay in the house and everybody be quarantined so we can get rid of the disease at the same time. And then we don't have no virus. Everybody can go back to work. Don't let nobody in, nobody out. We start making our own products. Everybody got a job. Somebody got to make them. We need stuff. Somebody got to make it. Put everybody to work. Ain't going to be no unemployed. Let's start changing our cars over so we don't have to depend on oil. Somebody going to have to change them over. Somebody going to have to make the design. Somebody going to have to actually do the work. Somebody going to have to make the products. That's jobs. That's money. That's people getting back to work. The economy be booming. Stock market off the chain because everybody working. It can be done. When I said it back on March 1st, we should have done it. By now, half of everybody's cars would have been turned over to hybrids of gas, natural gas, and electricity. You run out of electricity, run the gas until you can get something and charge up. We don't need no gasoline. Tell them Arabs, take their oil and shove it in their butt. We don't need to buy stuff from China. That stuff break anyway, that cheap stuff. Let's start making it here where we know it's going to be quality. But no, they won't do it. They could have done this in March. There wouldn't be no CV. The other country would see we won't deal with them. They want our money. They're going to have to shut down too. By this time, there wouldn't be no CV in the world. So don't give me the excuse that people are just the sick people. It doesn't matter. They shouldn't be protected. When these people that wasn't working, that wasn't sick and was out there working and putting money into the economy. And now Trump talking about money not going from the paycheck to the Social Security and Medicare fund. Where the money gonna come from? When they were taking $100 a month from me to put into that daggone fund, somebody was living off it. I put the money in. Now you're gonna tell me my Social Security, my SSDI might be in danger because I paid for the people that was in my position, and now it's time for the people behind me to pay me. You're gonna tell me you're gonna cut the money off? Nah, not acceptable. Every move this president made is just idiocy. It's crazy. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. These are things that affect your lives. If this also covers state taxes, what's going to happen to the people that's on welfare? Are they going to be trying to break into your house because there ain't no money to pay for the welfare? And they're going to be breaking in your house just to get stuff to eat? Breaking in your house to pawn something? To put food on that kid's table? Who the hell running this country, man? Why ain't nobody speaking out about it? I asked the real questions. The questions that nobody don't want to ask and deal with. Y'all think this man did something last Saturday. This man might have messed the whole country up. Because what's going to happen if Social Security run out of money? What about the people that got the CV now and Medicare go up? How they going to get treatment? They paid their money. And Trump took it away. Now Trump trying to bankrupt the states. You know how many people live in California? The state got to come up with $100 for everybody on unemployment. Where the money gonna come from? They say it's 9 million people in New York City. That's just the city. That means somebody got to come up with 900 million to get them people to unemployment. 900 million. Where they gonna get the money from? They ain't crying, but where they gonna get the money from? They're gonna have to take from one program. Could it be the program that your kids are using right now? Could the schools, when they reopen them, not be able to give your kids breakfast? There are some kids that their best meal of the day is their breakfast and lunch. They might not be able to afford to give it. When you take money from one place, it got to rob something else. So who is going to hold everybody accountable? You sit there and say that the blue states and the Democrats was asking for money for all the states. And now you got a red state saying, we need some money. And the Democrats just trying to give the states that's bumbling and mismanaging the funds. What Trump said that he gave all the states extra money that it should be left over from the first stimulus package. he just screwed the states. And the first one to cry is the one he was bragging about. Yeah, they mismanaging that money. They ought to be more like Florida. Be more like Texas. Be more like California. Yes, yes. What about all the seniors that moved to retire in California? What if their Social Security get cut? Because Trump took it off the payroll taxes. How they gonna eat? How they gonna get their Medicare and Medicare get cut up? I'm asking the question. We ask serious questions here. We don't just BS you. We don't talk out the side of our mouth. Why nobody now asking these questions? Now that the Republicans know that states are going to need help, it's already in the act. But the Republicans don't want to approve it. They saying the Democrats want to take care of their buddies, but it's their buddy. It's their buddy that's begging for money. Did you hear what I said, the driver? They said the Democrats were trying to help out the blue states, but it's a red state that's begging for money first. Why can't they make it so they cover all 50 states and they can handle that $100? The driver says CBD, that's why I say Democrats are just like the Republicans. I don't see why us blacks keep defending Democrats. But the driver, the Democrats have that in the plan. The Republicans don't want to help out the states. They say they mismanaging the money. But yet, the Republican governor of Florida, the man that been sniffing behind Donald Trump's butt, from Jeb Bush to Scott to this guy in there now, they've had 3 straight Republican governors in Florida. So you can't say the Democrats messed it up. But this man ain't been managing the money. But they saying we're not going to approve this because the Democrats want us to bail out the states. But yet, the state most linked with the Republicans, that Republican governor is begging already. They ain't even paid no money out. He's already begging. So what did he do with the money? Because Trump said everybody was getting money from the last stimulus. So what did this governor do with the money? He ain't. But yet they talking about how the ones in the north, they talking about Cuomo and the governor of New Jersey and the governor of Connecticut. Yet, 4 months later, actually, April, you got May, June, July, we're in August. 4 months later, the driver, nobody else is crying. Only the most red state in the country. The most red state in the country is crying. So did he not handle? He didn't handle the money right. But they talking about the Democrats not handling the money right. They ain't crying. The Republican is. Explain. Where is the money, the driver? You're right. What did he do with the money? Well, like I said, Sam says that those people are communists or whatever, but they play clips of other Republicans saying how badly the Democrats mismanage the money. But the only person that's crying is the Florida Republican governor. That's the person that's crying. Just let that marinate. You ain't heard Cuomo cry about it. You ain't heard Chicago cry about it. You ain't heard Baltimore cry about it. You ain't heard Philadelphia cry about it. Who cried about it? The state that Donald Trump keeps saying doing better than everybody else. Yet that state is number 2 for the CV. That state is number 2 for the CV. If they would close those beaches in California, Florida would be number 1. That's the only thing keeping Florida from being number 1. California keep putting out 10,000 cases. That's the only reason why they're not catching them. Trump was bragging about Georgia. See, Georgia getting ready to open up. What the hell is Cuomo doing in New York? Well, guess what? Georgia is making a run to take down New York. And if you keep doing 300 or 400 versus 3,500, Georgia is going to take out New York. And there will be nobody from the north in the top 5. There will be nobody from the north. They will all be southern states. They're going to take the top 5. Give it to the middle of September. So what are we going to do, y'all? Who do we vote for? Y'all keep saying the Democrats ain't no good, but in the act, they have the money. Trump said California peaked back in April. California is now number 1. They put up 10,000 cases yesterday. But Trump said, how come New York can't be like California? You said that New York already peaked. I guarantee you, if Cuomo says, hey y'all, we not number 1 no more, we dropped to number 4. You ain't gotta wear your mask anymore. You ain't got a social distance. New York will go right back to number 1. If New Jersey do the same thing, they'll go back to number 2. It's not what New York ain't doing, it's what they are doing right now that's bringing them down. You know, it's what they are doing. California closed the beaches up and let them right back open. They ain't shot right back up. Florida said they was going to shut down in April. They reopened. Look at them now. Arizona and shut down 2 times. And look at them now. Everybody was laughing at Cuomo. Cuomo came on every day. And he started telling the people, we New Yorkers, we better than this. We need to work together. I don't see the Republicans doing that. Ah, it'll go away. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to wear no mask. Yeah, it's all good. That's the difference. Sam says Trump did mess up. I can agree on that. All right, y'all. I need to switch over and do the next show. But hold on, I got one more video for y'all to watch, and then we're gonna switch over to the Hangouts. I hope I don't get flagged for this, y'all. This is crazy. I hope we don't get flagged for this. But y'all gotta see this.
Don't let a worn down scooter.
I'm not even gonna make it full screen. But this is crazy.
Police body cameras are providing real proof of the kind of citizen complaints we've heard about for decades.
Yeah, but Faith, this is one we hadn't heard before. A Griffin police officer asking another man to perform oral sex on him as an insult. And that is just the beginning of the story.
Gotta have it signed by a judge. Right.
It starts as a routine police call to help with a custody dispute.
The judge is fucked up like that.
It will end with one of these officers losing his job.
What's your first name? You can suck my dick.
No, come on, please.
Sit down.
She lives here, please.
Sit down.
It's fat butterball.
And you said to suck your dick,
Right. I'm on here trying to help you as best I can. And then there's like, oh,
we're trying to get the job back, and you said suck your dick.
You told us to leave. We didn't
No, he didn't.
He told me to suck his dick. He was wearing a Griffin police uniform. Yes. He was wearing a
it's all white folk. Yes, it's all white folk.
He asked you to perform oral sex on him. Yes. As a euphemism. Yes.
You can suck my dick.
Officer Travis Wick turns to leave, but then re-engages the citizen.
I'm just going to leave.
You said to suck your dick.
I'm just going to leave.
Respectful is how respectful.
It's on camera. I'm going to leave. Don't worry about it. I'm going to leave, and we'll have a supervisor come over.
Bring somebody more respectful back, because we're trying to get a job back, and you ask us to suck your dick.
No, I didn't ask you.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I asked him to.
Yes, you did. Get out of here.
My friend Amber said something about, you told me to do this, and he even said, no, I didn't tell you to do it, I told him to do it.
Did you ask us to suck your dick?
No, I didn't ask you.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I asked him to.
While a sergeant responds to the scene, Officer Wick calls his lieutenant on the drive back to police headquarters.
Nobody got a comment?
Well, just never mind. I'm not going to give you my information.
Liz said, oh dear.
I told him, I said, well, you can suck my dick. And they flipped out. I f***ed up. My camera was on, yes.
Then calms down with a smoke in his patrol car. The police report shows the citizens seem to become irritated that the police couldn't help them. There is no mention in the official report of what really escalated the situation.
You can suck my dick.
To lose it over something so simple, what would happen if it was a major incident?
Police Chief Mike Yates had the same concerns.
And I've got to be able to defend you and defend the department if things really go to shit. And with that pattern of behavior in this latest incident, I can't. How can I do that?
I just said it. I don't know.
He's cussing.
I don't. I mean, that's it, Chief. It was,
the whole department need to go.
I apologize, Chief. I don't know why that happened. I don't know what set me off. And
is that what we're gonna tell? Is that what we're gonna tell the grand jury?
Or 2011? Please don't fire me, Chief. Please don't fire me. I'm a good officer, Chief.
You got great potential, or I wouldn't have fooled around with you and tried to help you last time.
Personnel records show Wick resigned from the Locust Grove police force in 2008 after he called in sick because he was drinking, then showed up to court the next day smelling like alcohol. Internal memos show Wick blew a .036 before his scheduled testimony before the judge and was told to turn in his badge and gun.
If that was a one-time thing and it just popped out of nowhere because you was having a bad day and your dog died and whatever, that's one thing. But on the tail end of you being hired after you got fired in Locust Grove,
Chad called me last night and offered me a steak dinner to drop the charges.
Ora Hosky told police a friend of Officer Wick asked him to drop the complaint.
I'm an off-duty police officer. You work for City Griffin.
This is the friend, Officer Chad Moxon, stopped in 2015 for riding his motorcycle through Pike County at 95 miles per hour.
He said you told him you had been drinking a little bit.
Okay.
The off-duty Griffin officer admitted drinking 4 beers in 30 minutes before the ride and was arrested for drunk driving.
I know that you know as good as I do. We'll work on it. Okay.
The DUI was reduced to reckless driving. Officer Moxon resigned from Griffin, and his police certification is currently on probation.
What is your name?
Chad Moxon. I'm actually a police officer for City Griffin.
Oh, Chad. Chad, can you give me a description on the person that shot you?
The state also put Moxon's police credentials on probation for this 2012 incident and 911 call.
I just got shot in the side.
He was shot off-duty. Police records show it was a fist fight with a woman's boyfriend, but Moxon described it differently to 911.
He just kicked the door into the house and come in and attacked me, and then when I took off out the other door, he shot me.
Indictments for false statements were thrown out, and an exonerated Moxon stayed a Griffin officer until 2015 after that DUI arrest.
Basically, he was offering to take me out to dinner. He wanted to take me and Travis out to dinner and buy us both a steak dinner so we can try to resolve this. He asked me if I would go down to the police department today and drop the complaint.
You can suck my dick.
Now, Faith, Ora Hosky refused to drop the complaint, and Officer Wick, after begging the chief for his job, turned in his resignation.
What about the officer's friend in the steak dinner? What does he have to say about all
Well,
this?
at first, Chad Moxon denied knowing anything about the case, then said he did offer to buy a steak dinner, but not to get Ora Hosky to drop the complaint, just so the complainant and the officer could get to know each other. Right now, Officer Moxon is with the Roberta Police Department.
Now, do y'all understand when I tell y'all about the Good Old Boy Network? You see how they changed the charges and then allow the cop to go to another police force in the same state or a different state. That's why I say they protect the rogue cops. They protect them. And y'all keep saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. You just seen 2 officers that were transferred to 2 different places, each. And they still were allowed to be police officers. How the heck you call out for work and then show up to your hearing and say and be drunk? You literally drove a police car while you were drunk to your hearing. And yet he still was a police officer. That shows disrespect for yourself and the law. But when I talk about this, bro, Dad, you know what you're talking about, Dad, you're full of stuff, whatever. That's what y'all say. Now, we didn't get to do the sermon yesterday. Now, I don't want to put the sermon on here with this. So, I'd appreciate it if y'all will give me a couple minutes to change over. And then we're going to use the StreamYards. All right? So don't go nowhere, y'all. I'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back. For those of y'all that want to hear the sermon is about what does the Bible say about the people you associate with? The driver says, CBD, no one else likes to talk about these things in the sector. Well, that's why I was answering the trolls that were saying, why do you go up and down? Because when we start talking about the real stuff, people go. They don't want to hear it. So, all right, y'all, give me a minute. We'll be right back. Same channel. We just gonna be on the we're gonna be on StreamYards. We haven't done StreamYards in a while. Alrighty, y'all.